See. Yes, because what it is the spirit shows you where you're feeling uneasy, where you're feeling weak, where you're feeling unprotected, where you're feeling vulnerable, what areas are going to need what. And plus, you will be able to understand your energy body a lot better. Um, I know there's a lot of people new to mediumship, being that everybody, a lot of, not everybody, but there's a lot of people um, taking a lot of the classes. And, you know, even when you're in the classes and you're tapping in and you're channeling, you have these energies coming in. So you're starting to feel the difference between your energy and another person's energy. And body scanning will help you intensify that by knowing your body so well that the moment any type of energy comes into your field, your auric field, you'll notice it. And I'm gonna post a meditation for a body scan meditation too for you guys. I think I'll put it in the meditation group or the meditation section. All right. One of the things I want you all to be careful with when it comes to, I guess this is a part of spiritual hygiene. One of the things is, what are you saying for yourself? Um, what are you taking in? Because that will affect the upkeep on your body, on your mental space, and even your physical. I'm going to say I got a couple of examples that actually happened here recently. I got into it with somebody. They just annoyed me a little bit, and the conversation was over. I came into the house, and I was in the refrigerator, and I was fussing about it. I was just saying all kind of crazy stuff about it. I bent down to get something out of the refrigerator and bumped my head on the freezer. And I was like, and spirit was like, because you messing up your energy, you're messing up your aura. Like we require more than that. You know better because we said it like 4 times to be quiet. It was over with, and I was like, dang, you're right. I was literally affecting my energy field so much so that I end up causing harm to myself. It wasn't horrible, but it happened. So we're surprised. I guess you'd be surprised how much the smallest things can really affect you. Also today, this was a huge one for me. Today, I know I'm sure I'm not the only one that's seen it. The whole P Diddy and Cassie video, and I came across it. I didn't see the actual video, but I was like, okay, well, I'm getting ready to go see because I want to see what's going on, see what everybody's talking about. And immediately, um, Spirit was like, how good is that for your energy? Let's think about that. You Gary watching a unfortunately an abuse video, and at some point you experienced abuse in your life. Your mother experienced abuse in her life. What is that doing to your root chakra? Will you feel safe after that? Are you gonna feel empowered after you watch that? So I was really taken aback to, oh wow, like wait, what am I taking in? If I decide to go and watch this video, what am I doing to my energy body? What am I doing to my root chakra? How powerful am I making myself by watching this video? So I really had to think about, okay, Spirit, you really teaching me, how to maneuver now. And I'll say this because I keep getting this download. And I guess I don't know if I already said it, but y'all, the shift is happening, and spirit requires more out of the practitioners than anybody else. So the higher you go, the more they're going to require from you. Okay, just so you know, like I can't be doing all the stuff everybody else doing. I can't go watch that video. They done already let me know I can't watch that video. So I'm just saying, be very careful on what you take in and what you say, because all of this is a part of spiritual hygiene. We don't consider it as that, but all of what I'm talking about right now is considered spiritual hygiene. Um, so we all know meditation is the foundation of spiritual hygiene. You have to meditate. I don't care how you start. I don't care how you do it. You have got to have a routine of meditation to increase your spiritual hygiene. It's the very first. foundation that you need, because that is what is going to connect you to the spirit realm, to those energies, to your higher self, to your spirit guides. Okay. Setting energetic boundaries is going to be extremely important. Goes back to understanding your energy and being able to tell the difference between your energy and someone else's energy. Um, the reason why that will keep you from going to environments that are negative, that'll bring you low. It'll keep you from being around people that are low vibrational or don't have your best interest at heart. Um, Even when it comes to actual physical items, I remember going to the Goodwill. I love Goodwill shopping, y'all, because I love, I love spirit. So it's a lot of, unfortunately, there's a lot of people who pass away and their families send their things to the Goodwill, and I can feel their energies when I pick up stuff. So I remember when I ended up went to the Goodwill, picked up something, I don't know what it was, and immediately I got nauseated, like ill, like I had never felt that before, but it stopped the moment I put it down. So, but because I'm used to my energy body and I've been taking care of it, it let me know this is not something that we want to take home. Now, what if I wasn't aware of it? I don't know. I don't know what that thing had on it. I didn't hold it long enough to find out, but it kept me and it protected me from bringing it home because it was cute, but it definitely wasn't something that I wanted to keep because of the vibration on it. Also, when it comes to different locations, I went to New Orleans and there was a church. There's a church by the water. I don't even know what to call it, but there's a church by the water. And we went in, and I got ill. I was lightheaded. I was getting dizzy. I wasn't feeling good. So I ended up leaving out, and we ended up walking like the bank. And the guy who lives there had told us the story that that building, it doesn't say it on the plaque. It just, it was one of the oldest churches in New Orleans, blah, blah, blah. But he said that church was like a major hub for the enslaved Africans. And there was a lot that happened to them there. And that's what I was feeling when I went there. It was so bizarre that I was like, I couldn't believe it. This was early on in my spiritual journey before I even knew, the depth of everything. But it was still able to keep me from putting myself in an environment that's going to harm me, whether that be physical or energetic. Because we got to remember, everything is not physical. It's not always physical. It's also energetic. Also, too, this is also this one is also a spiritual hygiene, is what you put into your body, food. I'm not saying be vegan. What I will say though is listen to spirit when spirit tells you to stop eating something. Listen to spirit when spirit tells you to stop taking, ingesting, consuming whatever that thing is. There's a reason behind it, because food you take into your body can also lower your vibration. Like, not only just energetically, but physically. You ever ate something and after you ate it, you was exhausted, you was tired, you was dragging, you needed to take a nap. And I'm not talking about turkey, because we all know turkey got the enzyme that make you sleepy. But I'm talking about just and that's happened to me multiple times. So she said, as I'm eating my pizza. But you want to be very careful, as you want to be very, very careful with what you take into your body. It's so, so very important. Um, let's see. I want to talk about, oh, let's talk about energy management. And then that's pretty much along with what I was talking about. But I want to add to that. I want to talk about making sure that you do things daily that brings you joy, that brings you excitement, that uplifts your mood. We don't really prioritize that. We actually will always put that last, and then literally put every other responsibility before that, before we be like, oh well, or we deserve a break after we don't work 90 days in a row with no off days. That's not take care of your spiritual hygiene. Again, this is mind, body, and spirit. If we're not taking care of our body, we're not taking care of our spirit. If we're not taking care of our mind, we're not taking care of our spirit. Okay, it's all together. We have to remember that. So staying out in nature, going forward, literally doing things. If you like to be creative, be creative. If you like to dance, dance. If you like to art, art. Do something that's going to bring you joy every single day. It is so, so very important. Um, Also surrounding yourself with supportive energy. Um, I know this is probably a little different than what you all expected. I'm not talking about necessarily talking about crystals and giving rituals. But these things is something that you can do on a daily basis. You can be intentional about it, and it has such a greater effect than what we know. So yes, making sure you surround yourself with supportive energy. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Since I have been a part of this Discord, and I got friends, y'all. Like I got having real life friends and relationships and people that I'm like jiving with and excited to be around. um I'm just happier. I'm just literally just happier. I'm excited. Just be like, oh, I wonder if she's gonna go live, or I wonder if this is gonna happen, and I'm literally just a little bit more excited than I once was, because now I have a supportive team, and it makes all the difference. Just think about what it felt like when everybody around you, and I'm sure all of us have been through that. Everybody around you literally had you dragging, depressed, sad. I remember when I was in my unhealthy relationship, I was miserable. I was so miserable. I wanted everybody else to be miserable. I was gossiping and talking about people, and I was miserable. Your company makes a huge difference. Huge, huge difference. So make sure you are putting yourself around people who are really going to support you, and not the fake support, because you can feel it. You can definitely feel it. Um,
He's saying it means
Also,
something
to
about
cultivating
family. It's just
gratitude,
like we're all we got.
positive affirmation.
I don't know if there's like something
I am
going
not
on
sure
with
if you
like the
all are
family,
aware that we are in the
or
age
we
of
need to speak to the
Aquarius,
family more.
which
Does
is an
that
air
resonate?
sign,
Does that make
which
sense?
means our air, our voice is so powerful, absolutely powerful. Stating affirmations and commanding affirmations, the energy is going to be very different than it was in the era of Pisces. We have to speak different, not only about our situations, but to ourselves and to the people that we love. We have to speak with power. We have to speak with commitment. We have to speak with gratitude. We have to make sure that what's coming out of our mouth is valuable. It holds so much weight, our words. And most of the time we don't really, because we just be talking. Just be talking. Sometimes don't talk. Sometimes think about what you're gonna say. Even if you're feeling frustrated, before you open your mouth, think about what you are commanding your life to look like, especially in times of frustration. Okay. Um, where else am I at? Oh, spiritual baths. Spiritual baths is another way where you can cleanse your energetic body. Spiritual bath is probably second to meditation. Spiritual baths are powerful. You got to think about water, even if water isn't your dominant element. We came through the portal to become physical humans through water, through amniotic fluid. Water is powerful. Water is the conduit from the physical world to the spiritual world, and vice versa. So please, please make sure you're doing some sort of spiritual baths. Um, and you can use herbs, you can use essential oils. There's different books that you can get. There's a book called um, Cunningham's Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs. I'll put that in the book section. That way, everybody can go look at it if they want. But that's a great book, because not only does it talks about all the herbs, it talks about the magical property of the herbs as well. I think as the medicinal properties. If it's not the medicinal properties, I know for sure it's the magical properties, because that's one of the books I use when making a lot of my spiritual baths. Also, too, salt. Salt is amazing. I always put salt. Even if you ain't got nothing else, throw a little bit of salt in there. Throw a little bit of salt in your spiritual bath and then speak into the water. Command it. Vibrate. That vibration is extremely powerful. So, taking spiritual baths, using salt. If you don't have nothing else, just use salt. And then once you want to go deeper into spiritual baths, if you haven't gone that deep, get the book, look at the magical herbs, whatever, whatever. But if you're just using salt and water, begin to command what you need. If it's a cleansing bath, talk about cleansing. This bath is here to cleanse me. It is washing away anything that no longer serves me. If it's talking about protection, this bath is going to cover me in my gifts, cover me in my power. It's going to cover my family, my children. Nothing against us will prosper, things of that nature. You can even use scripture. My favorite scripture for Psalms when it comes to protection is Psalms 23. So you can use any of that. Like, it doesn't cost a lot. Just literally making sure you do the work is what's important. Um, Making sure, let's see, where am I at? I want to make sure I don't want to miss nothing. Meditation, hygiene. Okay, making sure we create a daily and weekly ritual. If you don't have a set ritual, I recommend that you do. This will keep so much away from you and off of you. And I also recommend that you either commune with your spirit team often throughout the day and or be in a space of prayer. And I'm gonna tell you why. Um, as we evolve higher, okay, there are energies that don't want us to evolve higher. Reason being is because when we evolve higher, they lose their position. So the more people get energetically positive and on the same frequency, at a high vibration, the worse the I guess the more upset they become. So what we're learning now, they've been knowing. They've hid it from us so they can control. So there's energies that they set out to, attack certain people, certain things, certain vibrations, just so that we don't evolve. Let me say it that way. I think it's the best way I can say it. I hope everybody understands what I'm saying. So with that, um, being in a space of protection all the time or prayer all the time, saying Psalms 23 over yourself, just making sure, you already strapped. That way you don't have to do no big old huge ritual that, it's going to take 90 million candles and a bonfire and 80 petitions to clear anything off of you. Okay. And then, we are on social media. Again, energies are, we have a set of energies that go against what we do because they don't want us to evolve. They don't want us to grow. They don't want the vibration of the planet to shift to something more positive. So anybody with lower vibrations can be affected by what they put out. It could be somebody that sees you on social media that you're like, oh, I hate her, just cause your nose is little. I don't know. It could be anything. I hate her because she got full lips and I want full lips. You know what I mean? It seems petty, but it's always a lot deeper. You know what I mean? So just making sure you're staying protected so you be protected from everything. I had saw this video and this was like, oh my God, it was confirmation for me. I saw this video and this lady was talking about how much she has had to um, do work to reverse magic that was happening to a lot of her clients. And she said the only people who have never had to come to me, she said, I've probably had at least one person from every religion have to come to me to get work done. She said, but well, not every, but a lot. Let me say that. He said, but the only people who I've never had to do work for, he said, well, I think she was like the Muslims. Was it the Muslims? Are those the Muslims who pray often throughout the day? She was like, they are protected. They command it. They set in it. They do the work on a consistent basis, daily, multiple times a day, and it covers them. So it really made me think about my own personal protection. What am I doing to protect myself? What am I doing to make sure that I'm guarded so I'm not touched? I'm not out here fearing anything because I'm already protected. So making sure you do this on a daily basis, you create your ritual. That's why I think this is so important for you to create a daily ritual as well as a weekly ritual to make sure you just always protected. Of course, smudging and cleansing, using Florida water is a great way. Salt baths, visualizations. Visualizations is really powerful. Let me say that. I did a visualization and carried a black tourmaline and selenite, and I not only protected myself, but I protected my sister. It was we went to a funeral. It was an energy that we didn't want to attach to us because we knew. But I not only protected myself from it, I also protected her. She was covered, but I didn't know I was covering her. I just knew I was covering me. But the visualization was so strong that whoever was with me was covered. And we remember that too, because if I'm doing the work and I'm shouting out my daughter's name and my kid's name and my partner's name and things of that nature, I'm not only protecting them, I mean myself, but I'm also protecting them. I remember they always used to say your grandmother must have been praying for you just because I had a rough life, but I still came out okay. And my grandmother was praying for me. Those prayers don't go unheard, don't go unanswered. Those prayers were a part of her making sure I was protected. Although it was quote unquote church, it was still, she still commanded with her voice that her grandchildren and her children and her uh, children of her grandchildren will be protected. So that's so, so important for all of us in this group. What else do we have? Pure frequency. Pure frequency is good for cleansing your energy and cleansing your aura. Sound healing, singing bowls. Frequency. There's no music behind it. There's no drums behind it. It's literally pure frequency, and you can set the frequency to any tone that you want. Also, crystals are amazing for cleansing your energy, grounding, tree hugging. What else do we have? Also, head wraps. And that's not for everybody, but if spirit's telling you to put on a head wrap, put on a head wrap. If spirit's telling you to get a piece of jewelry and make it specifically for protection, or because I do a lot of enchanting my jewelry, um, do that. It's real easy. It's actually very simple. And at the end of the day, what I do is I put my jewelry um, in salt, like it's a bowl of pink salt, just to clear it out. It doesn't take away the intention I put on it. It just clears the energy that it took, or it that attached to it throughout the day. So I just cleanse it that way, and I put it in my ears. It's really simple. It's really not that hard. Um, and also making sure you call in your spirit guides and your angels for protection as well. So make sure you guys, I hope you all took notes. I'm a great open this up for questions. So if you have any questions, I guess you can raise your hand. That way we can bring you on stage. That's a lot of comments. If I'm gonna read all that, it's a lot. Okay. Miss Kanine. Oh, you muted, love.
Oh gosh, I was doing all that talking. Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
All right, sorry about that. Um, to ensure that we speak with power, what verbiage would you give us as an example to say when setting energy boundaries?
Um, so when we're talking, we always want to speak in the present moment. That's the first thing. Never speak in the future, never speak in the past. And you always want to speak, whenever you're doing anything with voice work, you always want to command it, like you're commanding it. So Setting energy boundaries, I guess I'd say I am protected from anything and everything that calls me harm. My energy is guarded and shielded from all negative things that can come through. So it's just literally speaking in the present moment with conviction. Does that make sense? You didn't have to jump down so fast. Let's see. I'm trying to pull you up there. Okay, yes, it does. Good, good. Anybody have any more questions? Okay. All right. Make sure you unmute Mr. Lisa.
Hi.
Hi.
Hold on. I gotta figure out how to put it back on speaker so I can hear you.
Oh,
There we go.
okay, perfect.
So, how would you use protection in large crowds?
Oh, I've done that before. I actually did that with selenite and black tourmaline. I was visualization and I used the energy of the crystals. I don't know if you know, black tourmaline is extremely protective crystal, and selenite intensifies everything. So I had both of those pieces, and I just sat in my space and just closed my eyes. And I meditated on it. I set the intentions for the crystals first. They were already cleaned, but I set the intentions for the crystals first. And I was like, these crystals will protect me. They will guard me. They will keep me from any harm, any danger. They will keep any unwanted energies away from me. I will feel only my energy in this crowd of people and no one else's. So I say that and then I visualize. What I visualized was me in a big concrete box, like no doors, no nothing. And I saw myself in this big old concrete box. The only thing that was open was like an envelope slot, like mail. But you couldn't put anything in. You could only stick your hand out, right? I can only give if I wanted to give. And that hole was for me to give any energy if I chose to. But besides that, nothing could get in and nothing could take over. I couldn't feel anybody else's energy. I could see their expressions and I could tell what they were thinking, but I couldn't see them. This is when I covered me and my sister, and I had no idea that I was protecting her too with the ritual. So that's one way you can do it, is using crystals and visualization.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome, darling. Any more questions? Yeah, she says she keeps it close by all the time. Yeah, black tourmaline, it ain't no joke. Cover the layers of the energy again. What are the name of it? Yes. Hold on. Did I see another question? Oh. Fife, I'll call you up as soon as I go over this information for her. So it's three different planes. You have the physical plane is the first plane. You have the astral plane is the second plane, and then you have the spiritual plane. In the physical plane, it's the etheric body, which is the lower energetic, the lower etheric aspect. And then you have the emotional body, which is the lower emotional aspect. And then you have the mental body, which is the lower mental aspect. And then there's the astral plane, which is the bridge between the spiritual and the physical. Then the lower part of the spiritual is the template. It actually looks exactly like the physical, except in blueprint form. It's just not physical. And then there's the celestial body, which is the emotional aspect of the spiritual plane, and then the etheric body, which is the mental aspect of the spiritual plane. You get that, darling? Good. Um, uh, Did you have a question, Fife? Yes, I should have recorded it. Thank you. Was that it? Was that true? You have the same question as her? Do I have any more questions? Um, Anybody? Okay, I see something popping up. I need to know about the 7 layers. Okay, perfect, perfect. I'll um I'll type them out for you in the aura bodies. I mean in the aura chat. You're welcome. You're very welcome, love. So if there's no more questions, you're welcome. If there's no more questions, I can close out. This was so needed. Good. I'm glad. I'm glad. And I wanted to I just my goal was to make sure you understood the importance of protection and not like what we can Google and see what protection is. Like we can Google all the other stuff. Let's get some crystals. Let's get this. Let's get that so we can protect. But the reality is we're protecting an entire body of ourselves that we don't really know about because we're not taught that. So I just really wanted to make sure you guys understood, who we are, and especially on the spiritual aspect, and know how to protect that. Okay, because even our thoughts, like I taught before, even our thoughts can affect our spiritual body. Like your whole mood can change because you're thinking bad, but you don't realize when you're thinking bad, I'm affecting not only um, the celestial body, but I'm also affecting my emotional body, which is leaving holes in my aura. That ain't what we want, especially if we're practitioners. Okay. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Oh, it's 444 there. Okay. I was thinking about you today, Miss Doctor Doolittle. I hope you're doing good, Miss Kim. Okay, you guys. Thank you so much. I will be putting. Oh, go ahead, Ermi.
No, I was gonna say I appreciate this presentation. We love when you come up, Mikey'a. I do
Thank,
want to give my flowers to you. You always are willing to do a speech and speak on stage, so I appreciate that. This is going to be the format, you guys, from this point on, unless we find something else and change it. But this is how everybody's going to be presenting. And if you love to present or have something to present, you can reach out to the admins, and we can get that going, get it set up, and have the space available for you to also be a presenter and present some cool things. Okay, so I want to give my love and shout out to everybody that's here supporting the Discord this way, and I want to thank you again, Mikey'a. Thank you everybody that's here. I am trying something else to see if I can get it recorded, so you guys that want to review it again, it'll be on like YouTube or something. So shout out to you, Mikey'a, and shout out to all the mods and also the admins. They're working a lot behind the scenes, but thank you.
thank you. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to share our knowledge and support. And thank you guys for coming to the course. I will hope to see you again when I do another class. You all have a great day. Toodles.
Bye, everybody.